everyone. We're just going to wait a couple of moments to see who else joins, and then we'll start our devotion. Cool, so we're just going to open up in prayer and then we will start tonight's devotion. Dear Heavenly Father, I just thank you for today. Lord, I thank you for the beautiful rain that we've received now, Lord, and that it's just a sense of cleansing and a sense of hope, and we can just feel your goodness and your grace, Lord. Lord, I pray as we enter this time of devotion that you may just come and be with each of us in our homes, with our families, Lord. Lord, that you may open our hearts, open our minds, open our eyes and open our ears, so that we may see, hear and connect with you in a special way tonight. I pray this in your name. Amen. So welcome to day 19 of devotions, and it's day 16 of lockdown, so we have 19 days left and then we'll see what happens, but hopefully then we're done. So tonight we are going to be talking about Saturdays. So this week we have journeyed as a church through Holy Week, and we've journeyed with Jesus. And on Sunday we started and we entered with Jesus into Jerusalem on Palm Sunday, and we then had Holy Monday, Holy Tuesday, Holy Wednesday, then we had Maundy Thursday where Jesus was betrayed, then Good Friday where Jesus is crucified, then we have today, Saturday. And then tomorrow we have Easter Sunday, Resurrection Day. So let's be honest, that Saturday today is pretty anticlimactic. I mean, nothing much happens. We're stuck in between Good Friday and the anticipation of Easter Sunday. Nothing happens. It's just a day. So I have something to read to you from Max Lucado's book, He Chose the Nails. And it says, John didn't know on that very Friday what you and I now know. He didn't know that Friday's tragedy would be Sunday's triumph. John would later confess in John 20 verse 9 that he did not yet understand from the scriptures that Jesus must rise from the dead. We don't know anything about this day. We have no passages to read, no knowledge to share. All we know is this. When Sunday came, John was still present. When Mary Magdalene came looking for him, she found him. Jesus was dead, his body lifeless. John's friend and future were buried. But John did not leave. Why? Was he waiting for the resurrection? No. As far as he knew, everything was over. He wasn't expecting a Sunday surprise that we know of, but why was he there? You'd think that he would leave. Who was to say that the men who crucified Jesus Christ wouldn't come after him? The crowds were pleased with one crucifixion. The religious leaders might have called for more. Why didn't John get out of town? Perhaps the answer was pragmatic. Perhaps he was taking care of Jesus' mother. Maybe he didn't have anywhere else to go. Could it be that he didn't have any money or energy or sense of direction? Maybe all of the above. Or maybe, just maybe, it was because he loved Jesus so much. To others, Jesus was a miracle worker. Jesus was a master teacher. To some, Jesus was the hope of Israel. But to John, Jesus was all of these and so much more. To John, Jesus was a best friend. Now, when we have best friends, we don't just leave them and abandon them when times get tough or when they face trials. And John didn't do this either. In fact, John didn't even leave him when he was dead. John stayed so close to Jesus. And John had a bit of a habit of staying close to Jesus. He was close to Jesus in the upper room. He was close to Jesus in the Garden of Gethsemane. He was at the foot of the cross at the crucifixion. And he was a quick walk from the tomb. Did John understand Jesus? Nope. Was he glad Jesus did what he did? No. But did he leave Jesus? No. When you are in John's position, what do? When it's Saturday in your life, how do you react? You see, sometimes in life, we do face a Saturday. Maybe you are facing one right now. You've been on a journey with Jesus. You've seen miracles. You've felt his presence. He's been your friend. But now there's a dip. You're having a Saturday. You know that God is a God of miracles. That he has done miracles in your life in the past. But where is he now? You see, it's a little bit anticlimactic. We know that he's a God of miracles and that he is a God that is working in our lives. But sometimes it's harder to see in some situations. When you are somewhere between yesterday's tragedy and tomorrow's triumph, what do? Do you leave God or do you linger near him? John chose to linger. And because he lingered on Saturday, he was around on Sunday to see the miracle. We need to be like John. We need to linger and hold on to Jesus during our Saturdays. We know that the resurrection is coming on Sunday. We know what miracles God can do and what God is going to do in our lives. John didn't realize that Jesus was actually going to rise, but we know that. We know that God will rise and resurrect our lives. So we need to hold on to him to see the miracles and what he is going to do. Stu spoke a little bit last night, and in John 19 verse 30, when Jesus was on the cross, he says, "It is finished." You see, it's finished for Jesus. He's done. But this is the start for you. Your past is done. Jesus has given you a clean slate. Jesus died for you because he loves you so much. It's time to rise up and see the miracles that God has for you. Tomorrow, as Jesus is resurrected, are you prepared to stick by his side? Are you going to take up your cross and follow him? Are you going to serve him humbly by serving the world for his name? How are you going to live a life worthy of carrying Christ's name? Even on your Saturdays, linger, be still, and hold tight to Jesus. God is working. He's working on your Saturdays. He's working when you don't think he is. I promise you, he's working. There will be a miracle. We know that yesterday's tragedy is tomorrow's triumph. We know that there will be a resurrection. We will rise. We will see a miracle. Trust God, for we know that those who love God, all things work together for good. And that's Romans 8, verse 28. Let's just close off in prayer. Sure, God, I thank you that you are there with us on our Saturdays, Lord. Lord, that you are working in us and that there will be a miracle, Lord. Lord, when we feel that our lives have hit this anticlimax and we don't know where we are, that we may turn to you, Lord. Lord, that we may hold tight, that we may linger around you, so that we can see your miracles, that when you resurrect our lives, that we may not miss out on anything, Lord. Lord, I pray that as you are resurrected tomorrow on Easter Sunday, that we may take up our cross, that we may follow you, and that we may just fall deeply in love with you, and we may know that you are a God of miracles and that you are working out our lives for good. Lord, I pray that you protect each person that's watching this devotion, Lord, and that they may just know how loved they are by you. I pray this in your name. Amen. So I hope that everybody is doing well. I'm really missing everyone and seeing you all at J Life. But please don't forget that if you need someone to talk to, or if you need prayer, we know that this is a tough time for some of you. Please just drop a comment in the comment section below, or send J Life a Facebook message. You can email us. My email address is church@jlife.web.za. You can go onto our website. You can contact us via WhatsApp. We are here for you, and we'd really love to connect with you. So if you need someone, please reach out. We are here for you. We hope you have a really great evening, and we'll see you tomorrow.